In this video, we discuss President Donald Trump's recent executive order. This order aims to ban transgender girls and women from participating in female sports. The signing took place on February 5, 2025. Trump stated that the order would restore fairness in women's sports. He believes that allowing transgender women to compete is unfair to biological females. The directive instructs the Department of Justice to enforce this ban across all government agencies. It operates under Trump's interpretation of Title IX. Title IX is a federal law that prohibits sex discrimination in education. Critics argue that this order infringes upon the rights of a small minority of athletes. Trump made his announcement with around 100 women and girls present. Many of them wore sports uniforms, showcasing their support. Trump declared, "The war on women's sports is over."
With this executive order, the war on women's sports is over.
He emphasized that his administration would not allow men to dominate female athletes. This executive order is likely to face legal challenges. Federal courts have generally favored the participation of transgender athletes. For instance, the Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals previously blocked Idaho's ban on transgender athletes. Similarly, federal judges in West Virginia and Arizona have halted bans against specific plaintiffs. The National Collegiate Athletic Association, also known as the NCAA, has welcomed the executive order. They believe it provides a clear national standard. The NCAA oversees over 500,000 athletes across 1,100 member schools. Interestingly, the NCAA president noted that there are fewer than 10 transgender athletes in their ranks. Under current NCAA policy, transgender women must meet testosterone limits. The NCAA is reviewing the executive order and will align its policies accordingly. This order could potentially cut off federal funding for schools that allow transgender women to compete in female sports. Polling data indicates that a majority of Americans oppose transgender athletes competing in sports that align with their gender identity. In fact, 25 states led by Republicans have enacted laws banning transgender girls from competing in girls' sports. Trump's directive is part of a broader trend. It follows several executive orders that restrict transgender rights. For example, one order aimed to stop federal support for gender transition healthcare for individuals under 19. Another order sought to prohibit transgender individuals from serving in the military. On his first day in office, Trump issued an order mandating that government employees refer only to sex and not gender. He declared sex to be an immutable biological reality. This interpretation has faced legal challenges as well. The current order extends beyond school sports. It calls for the denial of visas for transgender females wishing to compete in the United States. Furthermore, it instructs the State Department to advocate for changes in the International Olympic Committee's policies. The IOC currently allows transgender athletes to compete under specific guidelines. A White House official stated that the government would use all available authority to enforce this order during Olympic events. The 2028 Summer Olympics are scheduled to be held in Los Angeles, making this issue. Critics of the ban, including human rights organizations, argue that it discriminates against LGBTQ+ individuals. Amnesty International labeled the order as an attempt to stigmatize and discriminate against this community. Conversely, some Republican lawmakers have praised the directive. U.S. Representative Tim Walberg condemned the Biden administration for allegedly undermining women's progress. He accused them of catering to radical elements within their base. In this way, Trump's executive order seeks to ban transgender women and girls from female sports. It is likely to face legal hurdles. The implications of this order could affect a small number of athletes, but represent a broader political shift. The debate surrounding transgender rights in sports continues to be a contentious issue in the United States.